You will drown in eternal night.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now we got official news again from the MK Mobile team that the Lin Kuei Tower is returning. Yesterday they tweeted out, "Mark your calendars, the Lin Kuei Tower will return on February the 15th at 9 AM Central Standard Time." And they also added a little video here, as we usually know from the previous tower events. They always drop that little graphic of the tower. So the Lin Kuei Tower will be back for a second time, and before that we are going into another pack opening video, since also yesterday, or basically tonight at midnight, this Shaolin Heroes Pack dropped, and without any further ado we directly open that thing. Here we have the drop rates for Diamond Classic Liu Kang. That will be our target, 4% only, unfortunately. But I have now about 5,000 souls, and I only need 2 fusions to max them out, so let's try our luck here. And technically I already opened this pack for about 5,000 souls, even 6,000. So with sellbacks you could say it's about already 7,000 souls spent without Liu Kang. Unfortunately all the other cards are maxed out, so they are guaranteed sellbacks. If it's not Liu Kang I'm getting from this pack, I'm getting nothing but sellbacks. But that is what it is. You guys know that I basically use Classic Liu Kang in almost every tower run, especially for the boss fights, just because he's such a great card. And then halfway through I thought, maybe how about we just make a little pack opening video. Yeah, here we have another Classic Raiden. This one is already the 5th Classic Raiden that dropped from this pack. Of course all sellbacks, but Classic Raiden really likes me in this pack. Unfortunately it's not Liu Kang, but just so that you get the idea, so it's now 5 diamonds from around 7,000 souls, and all of them were Classic Raiden. And while we are now waiting all together here for Classic Liu Kang to drop, some quick thoughts on the upcoming event, the Lin Kuei Tower. Now it's back then for the second time, and I'm actually not sure. I think they altered a lot of that stuff inside. That can mean not only that the fights have changed. Oh, here we have 1 fusion for Classic Liu Kang, and that makes it Fusion 9. Sorry for that interruption, but that one needed to be stated. But yeah, to finish my thought process, so they might have changed some of the fights, and as we have seen before with the Tower of Horror, maybe they also changed some stats of the equipments in the Lin Kuei Tower, maybe like a damage boost on uncommon equipment cards, maybe some little tweaks here and there. We will have to see once that thing drops. And also the question is in terms of the reward system, because like as the Lin Kuei Tower was around for the first time, we always got the Kuai Liang's Bracers and Kuai Liang's Scepter together at match number 200, which was the first brutality for Sub-Zero then in this case we had in the game. And with completing the tower, we basically got the brutality set complete. I think that might have also changed. Now they might just drop random epics like they did with now all the other towers as well. And in a way, I would not even really mind. I mean, of course, I think my Scepter is at Fusion 7 right now, so I would definitely embrace the idea to max this thing out. But on the other hand, during the first not Cold War Tower, Lin Kuei Tower run, I'm sorry guys, still needing to get used to that tower's return, because that was not sure for a very long time. Here, another classic Raiden. So during the first Lin Kuei Tower run, I was not able to even get a single drop on the Cory blade, so that one is the only equipment that is missing on my account in terms of Lin Kuei Tower gear. The uncommons, of course, are all maxed out. The most useful one, of course, being the Ice Bomb, since it completely shuts down Circle of Shadow Liu Kang when people use him in first position, because that freeze of the Ice Bomb when maxed out lasts like a little bit longer than his stun would, and so this way you get a little advantage. So if you get your hands on that thing, max it out, refresh the hell out of this tower, because you will need Ice Bomb on Fusion X. Then we also have the Frozen Mummy, which would give you 100% resistance to Frostbite. Quite useful if you are facing Triborg teams, especially then here with Cyber Sub-Zero in there. And of course now with Cold War Sub-Zero and other equipment that even applies Frostbite on special too, like the Deadly Icicles from the Cold War Tower, which one I accidentally already mentioned earlier. Now, so there is a massive amount of Frostbite going on in this game, and with that Frozen Mummy you can shut that down. And of course, Kuai Liang's Bracer is always useful to freeze your opponent on basic attacks, which will be a very nice combination now with the Weather Warfare equipment from the previous tower event. And technically you could even say that this one is another block breaking equipment, even though it's a freeze, but still it has technically the same function. Then the Frost Mask will give you massive health boosts, basically like here Blood Master's Iron Curtain or something like that in the previous tower. So that one is quite a kind of the Lin Kuei Tower equivalent to that. Then we have the Frost Orb, bringing you back to life after you've been knocked out once, even though I gotta say on that one I'm not really that much of a fan, because once you are knocked out with the Frost Orb, you're basically jumping back into the battlefield, and in many cases the AI just attacks you right after you just landed on that floor again, which then in many cases knocks you out anyway, so it was super pointless to have that Frost Orb in your equipment slot. On the other hand, it also can work, so it's a 50-50 sometimes. But yeah, like in terms of an epic I would have expected more, but maybe my Frost Orb is just on a too low fusion and it would give me more of a health boost, or like let me come back with more health the more I max it out, so that I would actually be able to take a combo ender. But yeah, we will have to see about that. Not sure if that thing even drops, because when looking back at the Tower of Horror, as that one returned not long ago, I was actually able to manage to get that missing gear piece, Wailing Spirits. That was the only one that I didn't get in the first run, but also during the entire run I didn't get a single fusion on the Living Dead or the Reaper's End. So those are two epics that are completely have been evading me in the Tower of Horror, so it could be the same thing now here with the Lin Kuei Tower. But as I said, we will really have to see how things have changed, what the MK Mobile team has changed in terms of parameters, fights, reward system. It's everything in the open right now. As I already heard, there were a few leaks, but they are also contradicting each other, and I never really check leaks out anyway, so I just ignore them when I see them, because you guys know that I am completely opposing every kind of hacking. So I'd rather be surprised in the game, be it positive or mostly negative. We gotta be honest about that. But yeah, I will notice it when I see it, and I'm not even sure how many videos I'm going to do on the Lin Kuei Tower, since I've did quite a bunch already during the first run. We even had a very nice podcast here with Man with No Game 45 back then, so you can check that out. I will just drop a link to that in the end title cards of this video here. So in case you guys are interested in our very first reaction, I mean, Lin Kuei Tower was very new, and that one was way harder than the Tower of Horror back then, so that was actually the first real tower challenge we got. So we had a lot to say about that, so you can just check that out if you are curious how it was like about a year ago. Yeah, and other than that, here now with the return of the Lin Kuei Tower, I think I'm just going to blast through this thing. I will put all the gear that I've unlocked last year already, using that like hopefully in a perfect manner, so that I can reduce the attempts and get as many fights as possible out of this event. And here we got the first Injustice 2 Raiden Selbach. Also not a Liu Kang, so one more pack here. Yeah, but it's basically what it is now. I think we will not get any Liu Kang anymore here from this one. Sad, but at least I got one fusion, so that brings me already a little closer to max him out, and who knows, maybe he will drop in match number 100 in the Lin Kuei Tower, if they tweaked it to give us diamonds now as well. I don't even remember how it was during the first run, but now for this video we are done here. The pack opening is through. I am basically totally broke. I of course will try to maybe open one or two more packs here from that Shaolin Heroes Pack before it completely disappears. Maybe I am lucky enough to just get that final fusion, but if not, so what, it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next video. Thank you for tuning in once again. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. In case you didn't like the video, hit the dislike button twice just to make sure. And if you want to support the channel a little further, please consider joining the Patreon family of KC Mobile Gaming. You can already do that with as little as just $1 a month. And also follow me on social media like Twitter and Facebook. You will find all the necessary information in the description below of every video. If you want to see more content, then why don't you just click on one of those two videos here. Thank you for your support. Have a good one. KC over and out for today.